This is the place where sports opinions collide. That is Sports. I'm your host, Kenneth Beans. Joining me on the show is Spike and Nick. What up, y'all?
What's going on?
What up, though?
No Shelton tonight. He will be out, and I guess FIFO will be popping up late. I guess he didn't want to participate in your celebration, Nick.
Bro, this is what happens, boy.
Hey, FIFO been dirty over these last. I ain't gonna hold you. His track record is nasty right now. I ain't gonna hold you.
Sacrificing the show because of his pride. He got us over here recording like the Brady Bunch.
FIFO been crazy over the late. He got to redeem himself.
Yeah, bro. We got to take the moniker of Mr. Basketball away from him for at least this season.
Over with.
He got to re-earn that trust.
Reprove that. Yeah.
But we got a lot to get into when it comes to the NBA tonight. We got the Eastern and we got the Western Conference Finals still going on. The Eastern Conference Finals been done. It was done last Tuesday, apparently. And then we're going to talk about NCAA expanding, and then have a conversation, of course, about James Harden, D. Mitch, and if people show, we'll do some power rankings. But I really like this conversation later on about Wemby becoming the face of the league. I was before I even started, I was wondering about that and thinking about that too when I was looking ahead to the NBA Finals. But nevertheless, that will be on the way. But let's kick it off as we always do with our performance of the week.
Performance of the week. I got the reins for it this week. And Ken, I know it's not football season yet, but there was something that happened that wasn't necessarily football related, but it dealt with a budding star or whatever he's going to be. But I don't know, we got the graphic for it. There we go. Y'all know, y'all always make fun of me having multiple teams, but I just have affinity for my teams are my teams. I just have affinity for certain franchises based off of the lack of winning on my main teams. But as y'all know, I adopted the New York Giants back in 2007 before Eli won the ring. It was during that playoff run that I adopted them.
No better.
I'm just saying I won money off of them, Lou, and I won it twice over. And he beat Brady twice. Eli is a first ballot Hall of Famer in my mind. But that's when I became a Giants supporter. And I've been rocking with them since then. I've seen 2 Super Bowls in my lifetime, and I've seen a lot of shit in between that. But nothing as shitty as what I saw in the news clippings, Ken, or even that clip that was sent out of Jackson Dart getting on stage like he was on American Idol and praising and introducing / praising the current president of the United States. I thought this was a weird move because, for one, Jackson Dart is only in going into his second year, hasn't proved himself as a QB. I didn't even think niggas knew who he was. Because I'm like, just because you play for the Giants don't mean that you automatically are a star. Like, you got to earn that shit. And while he had some good flashes his rookie year, they had a losing season and they didn't do shit. They didn't make the playoffs. So I know there's a lot of hype going into this season, but he's starting off the offseason on a weird note. Again, mixing politics and sports usually isn't a good combination, but it always is a good conversation. And I feel like with this, especially with Abdul Carter, a top draft pick who they drafted a year before Jackson Dart, or I think it was at the same draft. I think they're in the same draft class. Tweeted out saying, "What the fuck is this? I thought this was AI." When it comes to Jackson Dart introducing Trump. And to me now is adding more pressure for the Giants season to be over 500. At first it was like, you can kind of do no wrong. You got a new coach, there's a new system. Let's just see what happens. But now, you got to go 9-8 to justify, not to justify him being there, but to justify that he's worth being there. Because he's on stage with Donald J. Trump. You think he a star. Because only stars get opportunities and celebrities get opportunities to do that. I never saw Jackson Dart as that yet. And we'll see going into the season. But if they start losing and having a bad record and another top 5 pick, people are going to be like, all right, what the fuck is you doing? You over here doing all this political shit and you ain't in the fucking books. Because Lou, I know you scrunch your face up, but this is what they say. don't talk and dribble, or just play football.
Shut up and dribble.
Yeah, it's like, bruh, this is why we say that, because when we see this shit, it gives us more ammo to scrutinize you down the line when shit don't go right, and you spending more time doing this. I want my nigga like Frank Mendoza, like, you know what I'm saying, like
Fernando.
Yeah, him too. I want the motherfucker to be like, listen, I'm in the books. I don't want to go to none of these rookie shit, none of that other shit. I don't care. I just want to practice. I ain't going to the White House to do none of that. I'm here to practice. And I feel like that's what we need to see out of a QB who hasn't established themselves yet. So the worst performance of the week is Jackson Dart adding more pressure to his second year sophomore campaign.
And that's on him. Mm-hmm. And I don't agree with a lot of what you're saying. My disagreement comes in and Abdul Carter bringing this up and making this a thing on Twitter. Like you talking about a white boy from Utah that went to school at Ole Miss. Is it a shocker that he supports Trump? No. Abdul Carter made this a thing by coming out and being like, I hope this is AI. Now you making it a team thing and like y'all got to talk now and people got to think y'all beefing. All Abdul Carter got to do is shut up and let him put that rope out there for himself and hang himself however he wants to. I think rope is appropriate, actually. Yeah, I think rope is the right word, to be honest with you. Like, if I'm Abdul Carter, I'm looking at this and I ain't saying nothing because everything that Nick said is true. All right, now you out here endorsing Trump. You better come out here and you going 11 and 7. You going 12 and whatever it may be. Like, you need to win a lot of games for us to be able to forgive you to being like, oh, I love Donald Trump and I'm coming to this convention and I'm endorsing him. Carter made the mistake of inserting himself into this situation, which makes this a team issue because now people wonder how they dealing with each other. He should have never said shit.
I disagree with you being more upset with Carter than Dart because
I ain't upset with Carter. I think he did the wrong thing. Oh, I get where he's coming from and saying it, but he should have never said shit. Well, I ain't upset with him. He just should have never said shit.
Well, my thing is like he had all the rights to say something because Dart is saying something by doing this. And he's the QB. He's the leader of the locker room. What QB does shit like this, Lou? What QB does like coming out and
Brady endorsed Trump.
Brady had a hat in the locker. He had a hat in the locker.
Mahomes' wife endorsed Trump.
Mahomes ain't on stage doing this. I'm saying what QB? You talking about the wife? You talking about the locker room hat? What QB has come out and said I'm supporting this nigga?
And Mahomes hasn't said shit about it, Lou.
But I'm saying it's not far-fetched to think that a white guy making $40 to $50 million a year is a Trump supporter.
Yes,
that's not far-fetched to say, right?
By textbook definition, yes, I agree with you. But when you
if I'm Abdul Carter, why am I acting like I'm shocked because this nigga wear chains and do dances that black people do?
Because yes, that one is that, and probably
that's the problem right there. You saying yes, that's the problem right there. If I'm Abdul Carter and I'm looking at somebody like Jackson Dart, oh, he seems to be cool. He do the black people dances. He wear chains like us. I know he can't fuck with Trump. That's insane. The nigga went to Ole Miss and he's from Utah. Yes, he supports Trump.
My thing is the reason why I feel like he came out of pocket and tweeted that shit was like he probably had conversations with Jackson Dart way before this and probably never knew he was even into this or he was a big supporter. Because otherwise, why would, like you said, why would you come out and tweet something like that?
Because he's seen the chains and the dances, and I'm saying making him cool.
I'm saying it sounds like a guy who was checking someone who he thought was a friend or thought was a close colleague to where he was comfortable being around. But when you see someone again, when Dart does this, bro, he's taking a huge political stance. He is saying that I am in support of maybe not everything, but most of what this nigga doing. And other people in that locker room are like,
why am I bringing it up to my like? I don't got nothing to do with that. If I'm Abdul Carter, that ain't got nothing to do with me.
His political affiliations, how he vote, et cetera, has nothing to do with him in that regard. However, you have to look at this. You don't have to, but the way I'm looking at this is this: you have a white guy as a quarterback that's leading a team in the NFL that's predominantly black. Mm-hmm. That creates a division in the team because regardless of what we may think, these guys, they know each other. I'm with Nick. They probably had conversations. His antics may say one thing, and then you go ahead and do this. And it probably caught him off guard because we don't know what type of connections or bondings that they've had. But what everybody knows, and whether they agree with it or not, is that the general theory about Trump is that he's racist, and he's racist towards minorities and black people. Jackson Dart may not agree with that, but that's what a good number of black people may think and believe. So when this guy go up here and say, I don't give a damn about none of that, I don't give a damn about any of that other shit that you guys may think and all the other stuff, this is my guy. And you guys are going to have to fall in line. That sort of shit, people will probably not want to play for him because they don't agree with that shit, because they don't think that he has their best interest in mind, you know, and it's not his job to have his best interest in mind. But I think it really complicates things in the locker room when you have politics enter in such a wide open way. That's a bold ass thing that he just did. And it was unnecessary.
You're not wrong. But if I'm Abdul Carter, the top draft
pick Abdul Carter.
Well, I mean, that's what it's all based around, though. Because I get what y'all see. The reason I'm basing it around Abdul Carter because I don't expect anything different from Jackson Dart. Again, he's a white boy from Utah that went to school in Mississippi. That's on him, then, kid. Like, that's on him.
Other thing. This is why I think that focusing on Abdul Carter is a little misguided, because you already know the fucking text thread went crazy when that video went out. Abdul Carter was just the one person that said something. Mm-hmm. He was the one. And he was the Leroy in the room.
He was the Leroy in the room, bro.
He shouldn't. You can't do that. You can't do that, though.
Why?
You can be the Leroy in the room in y'all text thread, but once you take it to Twitter, now you're the person who has to go and take this up with Jackson Dart, and then he had to double back and be like, oh, we've talked and we good now. How y'all good now? He still introduced Trump, so what's good about it? He's still the same dude good. Before y'all went into that conversation.
Lou, the point is that the way I look at this is that Abdul Carter said what a lot of other black people were feeling. Mm-hmm. And that is where the issue resides.
And that's my problem also, too, Ken. A lot of other black people ain't Abdul Carter. They ain't the top defensive player on the New York Giants.
I'm talking about in the locker room. I'm just talking about in the locker room. I ain't even talking about
so deal with that. So deal with it in the locker room. Don't put tweets out saying that you're not expecting this and you thought this was AI.
But that's the point, Lou. When he went up there and did this, it created the problem in the locker room.
And that's for him to deal with. It's not for me to deal with on social media.
Team, Lou. It's for everybody.
Not on social media, though. I can't. So if I got a problem,
it doesn't matter. It's still a problem. You're looking at the social media thing. I'm looking at the bigger picture. The social media shit is irrelevant. What social media did is
it's not irrelevant, though. It's not irrelevant because if me and you and whoever else from Dead End are having a where we are at odds. If I go to social media and say this thing, people are going to want to know what's going on versus me and you or me and them having a conversation and figuring it out. I involve everybody else in my business. What he did, Abdul Carter, when he came out and said, I hope this is AI, I think this is AI. Now everybody want to know the resolution to this because they know he did that. They know you feel this way about it. And they know it's going to be a thing because y'all in the same locker room versus him. If you cool with him like that, like what Nick was saying, okay, we can have a conversation offline. Me and you can talk and you can tell me how to kind of what you understand. I ain't blaming it on the black guy. I'm just saying it ain't like
you are blaming it on the black guy.
I'm not. I'm just saying it's not his place to go to social media and talk about this. If you and him got that conversation or relationship, like what you were saying, Nick, and we kicked it and I thought you was cool, and I seen you do this and it's surprising to me, then me and you gonna talk. I'm not gonna go tweet the shit.
The president of the United States runs the whole fucking United States on fucking Truth Social.
That's them. Ken, you a different person. I'm a different person. Nick is a different person. If we from all the work that we do and have done together like the Giants, we're on the same team. Y'all not gonna go tweet some shit about me if I do something crazy. Y'all are gonna text me. Y'all are gonna call me. I'm gonna call y'all. Y'all are gonna call me. Once you tweet it and put it out there in the atmosphere, now people want to know, okay, how is this handled?
First of all,
from here, I don't care what Jackson Dart did. He got to handle that. He got to deal with his offensive linemen. He got to deal with his running backs. He got to deal with the offense. All that's on him. If I'm Abdul Carter, I'm on the defense side of the ball. I thought this dude was cool. He's not. I ain't got nothing to do with it now from here. Leave it where it may be, where it may lie.
All I'm saying, Lou, is that I'm looking at this. I have my own political viewpoints on it. And like you mentioned, he's a white man, born and raised in Utah, went to Ole Miss. Shouldn't be an issue, right? Shouldn't be a really talking point. My thing is that we talk about standards a lot when it comes to positions in the NFL. Particularly, I'm specifically talking about QB. We always say QB should not be a distraction to their locker room. They should be a button up. Like, again, Frank Mendoza. Lou, before you even say anything, I'm saying him doing this, because my main issue is the fact he's unproven. They could be shitty again this season. And you went out and focused on doing this at this time. And what you're overstating is Abdul Carter's tweet. He didn't say fuck Jackson Dart. He didn't say what this bitch ass nigga doing. He said, I thought this shit was AI. I'm shocked. He spoke about a lot of things that people in the locker room and Giants fans that are against Trump were probably just like, what the fuck is you doing, bro? We looked at you in a certain light, and now we gotta look at you a little bit differently. And again, I'm not really focusing on the political aspect. It's more about, as a QB, this is how you choose to spend your offseason time. Because like you said, Lou, they can handle this in the locker room. The season hasn't started. OTA's barely just started. Like, the locker room ain't really even there yet. You know what I'm saying? And we're going into the season already with a lot of storylines about the Giants because they got a new head coach. They got some new pieces. They're supposed to be moving in a positive direction. I know John Harbaugh called his goofy ass up and be like, what the fuck is you doing, bro? I'm trying to bring unity to this shit. You already divided the locker room off of some shit that is on your that was unnecessary. And you ain't even proven.
Hold on, Spike. Before you say that, I think now that you say that, Harbaugh did some shit with Trump a couple of weeks ago.
Thank you.
He kind of endorsed it, so he set Jackson Dart up to put the battery in his back, low key. So now that once you said that, I thought about that. A couple of weeks ago, Harbaugh did something. I can't even remember what it was. I saw it on Fox News, or he did an interview with Fox News, and he was basically saying,
"Which Harbaugh? You talking about some
shit? Yeah,
you talking about John the Jim?
Yeah, yo nigga.
I ain't say he ain't that.
Here's the thing to what you're saying, Nick. Yes, you're not wrong in what you're saying. Like, yeah, Jackson Dart's supposed to do these things as QB1. If I'm Abdul Carter, that ain't got shit to do with me. I don't have to tweet that shit out. Let that nigga hang himself. I don't care. I don't care that you got out here endorsing Trump. And look, even if it's a hard time for you in the locker room, man, I got 4 years on my contract, bro. You'll be out of here in 2 because just like you said, Nick, you ain't proved yourself. And you out here endorsing Trump, and that's not a popular opinion. I don't have to put a tweet out about this, addressing this, because it just makes it a bigger story. Let him do what he want to.
Okay, we got to move on. But I think when I thought about this from a team perspective, if the locker room is divided, if the black people don't mess with him because of this, and they don't play as hard because of this, Jackson Dart won't look as good because of this, and then he's out.
That's on Jackson Dart.
If he never would have said this and never would have done any of this stuff, then the team would have been more together. We've seen teams fall apart,
and
when
Ken,
they're not,
you're
when
right,
having issues.
and that's my point. That's my point, bro. If you want to go out on the stage and endorse Trump and risk people not performing for you at your job, that's on you. I ain't got nothing to do with that if I'm Abdul Carter. I ain't got shit to do.
How do you guys see that?
It don't, because it don't. I don't understand why I gotta be the person to check you. Yeah, he on the team with you. As a quarterback, you know your role. So if you go out here and you endorse Trump and you divide the locker room, you should know that before you go do that. I ain't gotta call you out on that. There's no conversation.
He doesn't know. He don't know, bro. These are kids.
Who don't?
These are kids, bro. Most of these niggas ain't even 25.
Jackson Dart the same.
I'm talking about Jackson. Come on, but they both not even 25, probably. You know what I'm saying?
I would give both of them. I would give both of them the benefit of the doubt as Abdul Carter coming out and saying something on social media, and Jackson Dart doing what he's doing, because you're the leader of a team. People got to respect you, and they don't want you to look like some fascist because you're supporting Donald Trump. I get that. I agree with y'all in the sense of that. My only disagreement with y'all is I ain't got to be the person that address it if I'm Abdul Carter. I just got to go do my job. I don't give a fuck about how cool dude is. I don't give a fuck about the conversation that we had together. I don't care about what I thought you could be. All I care about is, oh, you went and did this fuck shit. You got to get yourself out of this hole. It don't got nothing to do with me. I don't got to tweet it. I ain't got to talk to you about it. You got to prove yourself after this, not me. It ain't got shit to do with me.
But that's
the fact that you yelling at Abdul Carter. I brought Jackson Dart up. Lou talking about Abdul Carter got the worst performance of the week.
That's been yelling at the black man for the last 10 minutes, bro.
He yelling at him. He yelling at him for checking the white man.
Yeah, hey, stay the fuck out of their business, man. Let them figure that shit out on their own.
Trick folks and so.
No, don't do that, kid. No, it's when hey, y'all mamas told y'all this too, because y'all black. It's like, hey, know when to mind your business. Like Abdul Carter didn't know when to mind his goddamn business. Hey, let them figure that out. I'm gonna go do my job. Whatever they got going on over there, that's on them.
Hey, right wing Lou hits again. he know
it ain't no right wing at all.
He know what lines to keep in front of.
Nick, he basically said, Abdul, you need to stay in your place.
I'm saying no. I'm saying let that white man hang himself.
About what the white man is
doing. Nope. All I'm saying is let that white man hang himself by himself. I ain't got to add to none of this. I ain't got nothing to do with this.
I don't think anyone is looking at it the way most people are. I would say, maybe not anyone. Most people are not looking at it the way you're looking at it, Lou. They probably are like actually happy that Abdul Carter came out and said something, because everybody was thinking the same thing. And I think you're probably underrating Abdul Carter's presence in the locker room. He may be a captain by now. Like, he may be one of the leaders in the vocal.
What does that matter though?
I'm saying I'm saying leaders in the locker room speak on shit and call other people out, regardless of who you.
In the media though, in the locker room. Why I got to tweet about it? Don't tweet about it. That's my whole thing. It's fine if you say something to him. Like, if they had this conversation that came out weeks after the offseason and they said Abdul Carter called out Dart because of his appearance with Trump, I could understand that. But him tweeting about it is what I'm talking about. If you saying he a leader in the locker room, then be a leader in the locker room, not on Twitter.
Hey, look,
I don't need to see you say this.
Dart, we saw Jackson Dart.
That's fine.
One was both, but look, one was public and the other one was public.
Ken, were you surprised?
I'm never surprised if a white man pop up and say they
were you surprised?
I was a little surprised.
But you're delusional. You got 8 sports teams. I can understand why you would be surprised.
I was more surprised.
Rational people, if they see Jackson Dart saying I support Trump, he'd be like, "Oh, that makes sense."
No, I'm saying
Ole Miss. No, it's the most racist school in the SEC. What are we talking about?
Lou, go ahead, Jalen. Go ahead.
I Spike. I'm gonna say this. I was letting you cook just cause, but some shit bigger than football, bro. And that's basically what you're saying is that being a football player matters more than people speaking up about the shit that Trump doing. And like niggas need to come back.
I hate
when these niggas co-sign
because y'all try to take it.
Bro.
I hate his generation, Ken, because they always try to take it this other place. It's not bigger than football. If Abdul Carter was saying it based off something being bigger than football, then I would agree with him. You are absolutely right. I don't disagree with you. But Abdul Carter's thing in response to him was strictly based on football. Would you agree with that?
I don't know. That's why I don't know.
Abdul Carter ain't Malcolm X, bro. Let's not do this.
None of us are, nigga, but we speak up against shit when it's wrong. You don't have to be, and this shit is wrong to endorse this thing when he's harming people, bro. Like, it's bigger than football. You're talking about it's gonna hurt the locker room dynamic. Sometimes it's like, fuck that, nigga. This shit is bigger than that.
I agree with you.
And Lou, I'm not even taking it that serious with Jalen. I'm saying Jackson, at least Tom Brady can. How many rings he won before we saw the hat? I'm just like, before we get into joke land, Jalen's not wrong. It is bigger than football. I don't
want anyone to think that I think this, I'm diminishing this to football, because Jalen is 100% right. So if Abdul Carter is speaking from a place where I don't want to hold my tongue, it ain't got shit to do with football, you shouldn't be doing this fuck shit, then yes, I get that. But I don't read that from him. I don't get that from him. I get that on the locker room thing.
Nigga.
No, I'm not moonwalking. I'm just saying Jalen Carter came and made this a football thing. It's not a football thing. If he had left it alone, it would have been less of a football thing. Let Jackson Dart stand out there on the island all by himself. Don't involve the Giants. Don't involve your teammates. Don't involve none of that. Let him go out there and endorse Trump and be that enigma in the locker room by himself. I feel like because Carter involved himself, it made it more of a football thing. That's my response to what Jalen's saying, because I don't disagree with what Jalen's saying. He's right. It's bigger than football. But Carter made it a football thing because he's like, oh, you my teammate. You went out here and done this? Yes, nigga, he went and done this. He's a white boy from Utah that went to school in Mississippi. He's going to do this every time.
My thing, Lou, again, and Ken, I know you may agree, you ain't good enough, or you haven't shown that you're good enough to endorse anybody but McDonald's and Wayback Burger. You know what I'm saying? Like you haven't. To me, is like, again, I'm focusing on the QB position angle from this, because again, off the field, we don't know what none of these niggas is really doing. So I've been detaching myself to that. But on the field, he hasn't proven enough to be like, oh, now I can, politically support who, this and that, third. Even if he was up there and supporting whatever the fuck it is, I'm just, even if it's not Donald Trump or if it was somebody else, it's like, okay, I don't really care about that. What are you doing when the season starts? But now that you've now brought this conversation into the stratosphere, into now your career, because now this is a career point mark for him. People are going to remember this moving forward about Jackson Dart, no matter what he does, good, bad, or ugly. I'm saying that you have to be great. You have to be great to overcome this for people to be like, yeah, but.
And that's on Jackson Dart.
Yeah, that's what I was saying, Lou. I'm surprised that he did this early in his career, because that's saying a lot.
Because he's a white boy from Utah that went to school in Mississippi. That's why.
January Dart sits, we them boys. Kel Green, Skip, your caucasity is caucusing. Never mind that 3/4 of the team players and their families' voting rights are being chopped and screwed. We also don't know what type of impact any of Trump's policies have had on any of the black people in the locker room, which could have personally infected them, which could impact the relationship and impact the whole team. But the thing about Brady, Nick, is that he walked that shit back. He tried to fix that shit ASAP when he had that hat back there. And he had the rings. To your point, Dart ain't got shit. And
he got a bigger brand. Like Brady's brand is bigger than Trump.
But even Brady knew better. Brady was like, shit, how did that motherfucking hat get there?
He knew how I got there. He knew how I got there.
Special delivery.
He didn't know how y'all saw it. Like, I didn't know how the fuck y'all see that. Like, I know why it's there.
My thing again with Dart is just more about, bruh, New York is one of the most liberal places, quote unquote. I ain't gonna say.
I know you listen to Bomani too, Nick. You talk about this today.
I know. I'm just saying. I'm saying that it's known as one of the most because of the diversity. I ain't talking about what it is. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's quote unquote liberal. Yes, but I'm just saying, as a fan base, New York has one of the most diverse fan bases in the country. And a lot of them are dealing with this shit that Trump is has pushed through. So you are now dividing not only a locker room, but the fan base. Again, winning cures all this shit. But he hasn't won yet. And the season upcoming, people actually have some expectations for the Giants. You know what I'm saying? Maybe not Super Bowl. I'm not saying contending. But moving forward, yeah, this is going to be a talking point if they start being shitty for the rest of the season.
All right. So before we get into our recap of the 2026 NBA Eastern and Western Conference Finals, we have an update from the NCAA about how the upcoming March Madness tournament will expand from 68 to 76 teams starting in 2027. There are also discussions about the college football playoff expanding from 12 teams to 24 over the next few years. What are your thoughts on these expansion ideas, and is the greed in college sports going to ruin the experience of the sport soon?
I'll start off. I don't like the expansion. I think that it's too early to even think about expansion because we just now got a lot of these products fairly recently within the last, as far specifically talking about college football playoffs, over the last 5 years. Hasn't even really been 5-6 years since it debuted. And then when it comes to the NCAA March Madness tournament, it's like adding more teams for what? Like we all love the beginning of it for betting purposes, but by that after that first weekend, after the big major weekend, we're like, all right, let's get to the really nitty gritty blue chip programs. I obviously greed is a huge draw for this. The streaming wars, the TV rights I think eventually, probably in the next 10, 15 years, network TV will not have the rights to sports. I think that will be the last of live TV experience is when network TV does not have access to the NFL, to the NBA, and Major League Baseball. I think that mostly it'll all be on YouTube, Peacock, Netflix, all that shit. And I think that'll be the death of live TV, but that's another conversation. But I just feel like this is unnecessary because we haven't seen the best version of these new policies just yet, or even with the traditional model. We just got back into college basketball. College basketball was dead for a little minute until the NIL. NIL has actually revolutionized everything because it's actually keeping players there and making players move around to the point where like, oh shit, the quarterback that was balling here is now going to be over here. So it's like, let's see what that's like. I feel like expanding this just makes it even more watered down. We're going to get to the point where it's like the NBA, where it's like we just trying to get to Christmas Day and or after All-Star Weekend to where we really give a fuck about these teams. Again, I think it's just too early.
I think, or I'm wondering, I don't have a strong opinion one way or the other, but just listening to you talk, this idea popped in my head about how college sports has basically turned into a league of its own.
Mm-hmm.
And with players moving around from team to team, it could create more parity in the league. Therefore, expansion may not be as detrimental as we're forecasting it to be. So that could happen. I think the other thing, and one of the reasons why we're seeing this, in addition to all the streaming deal, is because they got to pay for these motherfuckers. And one way they got to do it is to have teams find different ways to make revenue. So if you go from 12 to 24, yeah, it's going to be watered down because we already know teams that's basically what the top 25. That's the whole.
Yeah, it's basically top 25.
That's everybody. Yeah, that may not be that bad. You may get some college upsets, even though
you're not getting no college upsets in the top 25. Like
you will.
You're gonna get down to the same part that we was at before, where it's down
eventually,
to the final six, final 12, final 6, or final 8. Like those are the ones that you really gonna see.
You're gonna get some upsets because they will manipulate the standings throughout the season, so they have people lower ranked than they're supposed to be, and just so it'll be an upset. Like they're gonna start doing it like a TV show. So I ain't mad that they put 24 teams in the college football playoffs. I think it should be, what's the NFL, 14? 7 and 7?
Yeah, it's 14 in total.
That's the great number for college football. When they start doing 24, I do think it starts to get ugly because what they're gonna start doing is manipulating that top 25 ranking. And they'll manipulate it as to where some of the better teams will be close to the bottom, and we get those upset games in the first rounds that people flock to and think is great. That's the formula for college football. For the basketball part, and you say like they should stop because you already don't want to see the first 2 rounds. That shit already ain't appealing to us.
Shit.
In the sense
that's the Cinderella shit, Lou. I care about that shit more than I do with the NCAA football.
For how long though? For that Thursday, that Friday, maybe?
Yeah, the first week. That's what I'm saying. The first weekend is like one of the best weekends until you get to the Elite 8.
Y'all are saying that, but y'all don't want more teams, right?
No, I don't care.
Exactly.
No, but
so they doing this like there's going to be more upsets. There are going to be more Cinderellas, and we know that shit's not true.
Yes,
we're sports fans. We've been watching this shit for the last 25 years. All that shit y'all talking about as to where this lower team may get in and upset this higher team, it's not gonna happen in basketball. That's not the sport for that. So I'm against the expansion for that. Leave that shit at 64 teams. You can even cut out that first 4 shit. Whatever they do before the 64, cut all that shit out. Just give me 64 teams and we're good. For college football, though, I could go 17 now. Like
you only say that because you're a football fan.
Because it makes sense.
No, it don't.
It do, because there's so many like different things that can happen in football. And even when they start manipulating the numbers in the standings, you're going to get this team that's 24 that's going against one of the top teams, and they're going to beat them.
They're not,
like
bro.
They are. We seen James Madison versus Michigan. We seen these upsets that happen every once in a while in college football, and it's going to happen in the playoff if they play the seeding right throughout the season. And they got the means to be able to do that. So I don't want it to go to 24. I will say that. Could it go to 16? Yes. Could it go to what the NFL does in theirs? Yes. I wouldn't mind seeing that. It needs to be more than whatever it is now. They need at least 2 more games.
You asking for more bullshit though. You ain't even asking for good teams. You just want to see more teams. Like Lou. I get what you're saying, because they're selling you on a point that you said as sports fans we've been duped many times before. Oh, if we add this, it's gonna bring more competition, which means we can have more chaos and parity, and it don't. Because Bama, Ohio State, Texas, can't name them for me. What's the ones that are?
Hey, but Nick, what about them 7-10 matchups? What about them 8-9 matchups when you're like, I don't know who I gotta be at the bar or with my homies eating the wings and watching this game, drinking the beers. Like, those are the matchups that are gonna be really good.
Hearing skeet baby in over the airways.
My thing is, don't let Indiana win and fool you. Like, that's what I'm saying, is like, that's not going to be a norm. That is a outlier, bro. That program hasn't ever done that.
Number 1 seed, though.
I'm saying that's an outlier. That's not the norm. Like, yeah, I get what you're saying. It's like, every once in a while we'll have a program
upset though. They were number 1 seed. They were expected to win. I'm talking about a program coming out of nowhere and doing accomplishing it. So I'm enveloping your idea to a bigger point of saying that it's not going to happen as frequently as you think. So the fact that they're doing this is clearly a money grab more than actually making the sport better, which is what you're arguing. But it's the possibility of a 8-2 Florida team getting into the playoff and getting hot, or a Missouri team from the or a Texas A&M team, or any one of the Penn State team who ain't won it. It's the possibility of them getting an 8 seed and being able to put a run together. And now you're like, oh, this is interesting. This underdog is doing their thing now, and they got their stride at the end of the season. That's what a college football playoff expansion looks like. The basketball one ain't shit, but the football one, that one there's a lot of leg room for that.
Lou, there's a possibility if you lived in the same city as Nia Long, you would probably meet her. That don't mean it's going to happen. So I'm just saying, like, you keep talking about possibilities, ifs, ands, and we ain't even drinking tonight. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, like, bruh, I get what you're saying, but I also understand you're going to see way more shit games that you're not even going to care about. You're not even going to leave your house to go to a bar to watch these games until it gets to the 12th, 8th, and for final, like that, as it always does. So but when they said,
if I'm sitting in my house and that 7 versus 10 game is fired, Nick, I'm happy. Okay. And you are too. And
I'm not.
Likes football.
I'm not.
The football, the basketball one, I don't see.
Nick is happy because
he moved for like 9 different
different reasons, Spike. That's why this man is happy, because of what happened this past weekend with his team, the New York Knicks. Okay, well, yeah.
Is this the main team? One of his teams. And when it comes to NBA, I only root for the Knicks.
Yeah, sure.
So anyway, moving on to our recap of the conference finals of the 2026 NBA playoffs. We begin with the Eastern Conference, as the New York Knicks have won 11 straight games this postseason, including back-to-back sweeps as they defeated the Cleveland Cavaliers last night on the road, 130-93, to make their first NBA Finals appearance of the 21st century. Did the Cavaliers quit on this series after game 1? And if so, what does that say about Donovan Mitchell and James Harden? Ooh.
I gotta start off this, kid, because
okay.
And I know Jalen hating ass is gonna come into this conversation.
I ain't gonna hate. I just gotta say one thing.
What's
I
that?
say a lot about. I guess a lot about my Hawks. Them the only niggas that beat y'all in the playoffs.
They were the only ones, bro.
Yeah. And what was that last game like? It was competitive, wasn't it?
It don't matter. The potential there. These other niggas can't do shit.
Yeah. Shit in one hand and wish in the other one. See what you get more when you're done with it. But what I'm saying is, we got to have a conversation about Donovan Mitchell.
Okay.
As you know, he's one of my favorite players in the NBA. One of the reasons why I cheered for the Cavs for some of this part of the playoffs, as Lou was trying to slight me on. But he after game 1, he came out flat. Like, he wasn't flat as far as like because he got his numbers. I think if you look at his numbers, you'll say Donovan Mitchell did his job, but it's kind of like he did a 9-to-5 job. He didn't do overtime, which is what, when you get to this stage where you're the Final Four, you are expecting legendary moments. Not saying that he had to have legendary moments, but like you're trying to see like certain things, certain moments, certain games that say, okay, this is defining this player when he gets to that, when he gets through the door. The fact that they got swept, the fact that they lost game 1 after being up 22 points going into the fourth, the fact that you lost by 35 plus at home in an elimination game. I mean, I can gloat about the Knicks as far as saying like they are true gentlemen when they beat your ass, they leave you, they don't force you to get on the plane, kid. They just leave you at home because all these series ended on the road. But when it comes to Donovan Mitchell, because I'm not even going to talk about James Harden, like he is who he is. His career is over. As far as like him being relevant in my mind as a piece to win a title. But I really think that we may have seen the ceiling on Donovan Mitchell. He is, and I hate to say this, bro, he may be an overachieving number 2. Mm-hmm. You ain't. Got you.
He is. He needs number 1 to, if they're gonna make a championship run or do anything else. I think we've seen enough to know that like he's a number 2. He's Jaylen Brown, like he's the Walmart version of Jaylen Brown.
Don't do that. He got Coco on his arm. He got Coco on.
He's great value. He's great value, Jaylen Brown. Man.
He's target.
It's cool.
He's target.
Like on a regular night, them chips gonna get you through there. But when you want ruffles or lays, they not gonna do. Like he not that dude. And that's fine. I feel like the people need to start acknowledging that and getting a number 1 player around him. Maybe if him and Jaylen Brown play together, that may be something that will work. But he definitely not the dude as to where I'm gonna put it on your back and you need to go win a championship. We've seen that in this series. It's not him.
I think the issue for me was game 1, letting that the way that whole game imploded and they just lost the fight. And it wasn't even competitive. He showed up, he's gonna, when you do the evaluation, year-end performance or the performance review or whatever, statistically or analytically, as a coach like to say, everything was fine. They look good, but he knows who James Harden is. And I blame Kenny Atkinson too. He saw what was happening in game 1 and what they were doing to James Harden. He had to have made an adjustment, and Donovan Mitchell as a leader should have also made an adjustment as well. But to not compete like that, you can definitely see that they just quit and they gave up. And I think for offensively they're good, but they just proved to be soft, and they just let the Knicks just do whatever to them, which I did not expect. I expected them to play better than they did. I think with Donovan Mitchell. It's not the getting swept. We've had players get swept. Good players get swept. It happens. It's what does it say about like him as like the guy,
A lot.
right? And is this truly his ceiling? And I think it may be. And
Yes.
but the issue is, how do you go get a number one to put around him when he thinks he's the number one, or teams think he's the number one? That's going to be the issue. You look at this team, I think it's really balanced well. Like, they just swapped out Garland for Harden, thinking that the playoff experience, for whatever reason, was going to help them. You got Mobley, you got Allen, you got 3-point shooting, and you got a guy that can score at will. But his ability to be a force multiplier, to be that guy that can will teams to win in the playoffs, is where he's fallen short. So he's good enough to get to this round. Is he good enough to get to the next round and to the finals? And that's the question we're going to have to ask, or he's going to have to ask himself. And the organization is going to have to ask themselves about Kenny Atkinson as well. I think structurally the team is fine. Maybe they need that a little bit more grit, a little bit more toughness, to play a little bit more physical. But I think for the most part, they have some good pieces in place, but it's just not enough when you're going up against a team that, because when you look at it, like D. Mitch and Brunson can cancel each other out. And then you got Cat. Who's really the answer for Cat?
Brunson better than D. Mitch and Book.
No, he's just saying like scoring wise. If you're talking about
Brunson better than both.
I'm not. No, he's saying like if Brunson can score 30, Mitch can score 30. So that cancels out.
But I can lean on Brunson to be my number one more so than I can lean on either one of those two to be my number one. Because Brunson is more clutch than either one of those two dudes.
I think that the second best player, if we're gonna go with that in this whole series, from the Knicks and Cavs, was who? Brunson. If we're just gonna give Brunson the best guy in the series, who's the second best player on the team out of both teams?
Cat.
It's gonna be Cat. Yeah, and then so they already have an advantage, and Cat is, Cat's a guy, bro. Like, his mannerisms and antics and softness, all that stuff gets clowned, but Cat is legit. Cat can fucking play the game. And he's with some guys that are tough that can kind of cover all of that other stuff up. And that's Brunson. Brunson got that moxie. So, and I think that that's kind of an issue that you have with the Cavs. Like, the Knicks just have a better team put together. And Mitchell with everybody else wasn't able to overcome it to even get him a win. So can the Cavs put together a team like that? Can they go trick somebody to give them a number one option off their team? I don't know.
I think in this day and age, this NBA with the second aprons and shit, it's getting harder and harder to really stack teams like the Knicks did. The Knicks were only maybe able to do that because Jalen Brunson took one of the lowest he's getting underpaid as a superstar in New York.
They lucked into him. They didn't know he was. They didn't know he was this guy.
But he signed that second deal, Ken, that wasn't as much as he could have gotten. He left like over $100+ million on the table for them to keep OG, to go out and get Mikal Bridges, maybe even a few other pieces. Like, if he doesn't do that, then we're not having this conversation. He's just going to be another New York star that made a lot of money but didn't get a lot of wins. So what I'm saying is that this team that the Knicks have that's very deep, I don't know what the Cavs can do with what they got, because James Harden is clearly going to opt into his player option because he's owed like $40+ million. Moves need to be made, but then that means you're giving up one of your best guys as far as Mobley to go get who? Like, are you going to get Giannis? Are you going to get Jaylen Brown? Are you going to like what are you really doing that's going to put you over the top in the East? Because you got the Pistons coming back next season. Boston's coming back next season. People are talking about Atlanta and Charlotte. Like, there's a lot of teams that are building more up, and you're supposed to be in win now mode. So I think with the Cavs, it's just like when you realize that Donovan isn't the number one option, it's like, do we need to start thinking about blowing it up? Because
Well,
like
yeah, well, no, not yet. I think you can bring him back, but I think they need some guys. But I think they also may need to look at doing something with this coach, bro, to go out there and say what he said. And then you have I saw a stat that said Landry Shamet only missed 1-3 the whole series.
yeah, he was balling.
Like 91%. That's inexcusable. That's a coaching issue. Where the fuck is the defense? Somebody go knock him on his ass at least. Well, go get Isaiah Stewart. He'll clean a lot of that shit up, Nick.
He would, and that's why I was like really interested in the Knicks playing the Pistons because I knew they needed that to go to that kind of physicality if they want to actually win the title. Going against the Cavs, I was thinking that we were going to get a more offensive like kind of matchup, not more of like a boxer battle, blow for blow, battle for battle. But the fact that the Cavs didn't show up after game one, they legit did not show up. Like game one was their best punch. They got smacked around. And it was dumb. They was dumbfounded how they lost that game. But the way Donovan Mitchell walked out of the arena after game one, I was like, that's a series.
I think that speaks to what we're talking about in Donovan Mitchell being a number one or the second best option on a championship team. If Donovan Mitchell is who we think he is, they don't get swept like this. I hate to.
You're supposed to get at least one.
I hate to say this and judge him from that manner, being not a person that plays the game or whatever it may be, but I'm looking at it and I'm looking like they need more out of you than that. And a Cavs fan reached out to me and was saying this, like, bro, every time it gets hard, like he started grabbing his leg like it's a fucking hamstring injury or whatever it may be. Like he's done that in multiple series. He's been doing that since Utah. Yes, that may be a real injury. I get it. I understand that. However, if we're talking about a number one guy, he don't look like he's that when it gets to these time periods. He looked like it in the regular season. He looked like it in the first round. He looked like it in the divisional round. He never looks like it in the conference rounds. And that's what makes me think like he may need to be a number two. He may not be who we think he is in the sense of this is the guy that can lead me to a conference or an NBA championship. I don't know if he's that dude. I think that's what this series for me said the most about. I'm not sure if Donovan Mitchell, though he's a great player, if he's a number one in the sense of winning the championship.
Yeah, and that's why I go into my next point as far as like, well, how do they rebuild to get themselves over the hump? Like, Bron's not
James Harden out of that first.
Bron's not. Well, James is gonna be there because he's got his player option where he is gonna stay, and he'll be dumb to opt out, especially after how these playoffs went. LeBron is not taking no pay cut, especially to go back to Cleveland. And if you're gonna try to trade for somebody, you're giving up Mobley for sure and a couple first round picks. So it's just kind of like, where do you go besides blowing it up? This was your best shot.
Well, they got one step further, I guess. So now they know what it takes. So
does blowing it up include getting rid of Donovan Mitchell?
Potentially,
blowing it up doesn't get them back to from the Cavs organization, they're just starting over. But Donovan Mitchell, like if you're competing for a title, like you have to come back. You have to come back focused like the Knicks were. Locked
they're not going to get
and be ready to go.
Dollar value. They're not going to get dollar value for Donovan Mitchell if they try.
I
think D Booker.
No, because it's not. They're basically the same guy.
You just asked
exactly. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying in the sense of I have the solution. I'm saying like, what do you do in this situation if you Cleveland? Because
there's no Chris Pauls in the NBA right now. If we're gonna assign Booker's success to Chris Paul,
I'm assigning what Booker did in being a number two on that team to what Mitchell should be able to do. No, he was number two. Chris Paul was number one.
Chris Paul was the point guard of it.
That's why they lost, Ken. Chris Paul was the number one. He went down. That's why they lost. Mitchell needs a number one. He it's just we see it. It's inevitable. Like we can't deny it now. He needs a number one. He's a number two. a high ranking 2, but he's a number 2. Jaylen Brown could be his number 1.
I don't know. I think that
Jaylen Brown can even beat the Philadelphia 76ers by himself.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he didn't have a Donovan Mitchell there.
I think
Yeah,
the game
Jason
they should have
Tatum.
got was game 1, and that was
Tatum,
the issue in letting that game go. But great players can get swept, so I don't look at that as an indictment against them. But it's just like the effort that we were talking about, and I do, like, I saw you guys talking about the conversation about mental and physical fatigue. They did play 2 game 7s. I mean, 2 7-round series in the first 2 rounds, so maybe that has something to do with it. But you had a chance to win game 1, at least get a gentleman's sweep, and after that, it was a wrap. And the Knicks had fresh legs because they just mollywhopping everybody, which leads us to the next question on here is what chance do you guys give them on winning it all if OKC goes ahead and take out the Spurs?
Well, it looked like OKC. It looked like OKC finna go up 3-2.
It's still early.
I feel like no, it's not. It's third quarter. It's third quarter. They're down by damn.
That's a lot of time left, though.
It's still
8
hella
minutes left.
time.
That's a lot of time, bro.
The Knicks
They
came
down
back
by
22.
20,
They're down by 20, yeah, but it's the NBA, bro. That's enough time to make a comeback. You get it to 10.
Nah,
Yeah, you get it to 10 before the 4th, you good.
I don't agree with y'all. I feel like this is over. This game right here is over, and it's going to be 3-2 going into San Antonio. And I'm not sure that San Antonio has enough experience to win a game down 3-2 at home. So I feel like it's going to be the Thunder. This was a must-win game for the Spurs.
Okay, we'll get to the Spurs and Thunder. I'm talking about, what does that got to do with the Knicks?
What you mean?
Like, you're bringing this up as far as it seems like OKC.
The Knicks, if it's OKC, it's going to go 5-6 games. I ain't saying that the Knicks won't win or lose, but I know it's going to go 5 or 6 games. However you process that as a sports fan, it's going to go 5 or 6 games.
Who are you picking in that series? If OKC,
do you
like
think
you said,
the Knicks have a chance to win it all?
I do. I
That's
do
the
think
question.
the Knicks have a chance to win it all. Okay, that's the question.
Okay.
I think the Knicks have a chance to win it all. Yes.
what's the chance? What percentage?
40% chance.
So you don't. So it's a puncher's chance. That's what you're trying to say.
Yes. Heavily dependent upon who wins this series against the Spurs.
I don't think it matters.
OKC.
I don't think it
does
matters.
matter. It matters a lot.
I think it's if I'm gonna be honest, unbiased sports fan, it's gonna be 50-50. It's gonna be a coin flip of who wins. Now, again, that doesn't mean that there's not gonna be a unanimous underdog, because like everybody's saying, like, this is the NBA Finals. But I think y'all got the Knicks fucked up, and I'm not even basing that on the fact that they've beaten who first round was like a 6 seed, second round was a 7 seed, third round the conference finals was the 5th seed or 4th seed. I'm not basing it on how they've beaten those teams. I'm basing it on the point differential of those wins. Like, the Knicks, when they're hitting, like, they scored 130 points and none of their players got to 20 points. That means you have an all-around effort of, like, you getting your ass busted by 8 to 9 more man rotations.
They were doing that. They was doing that against a team that has given up.
I understand that, but that's why I'm saying that I think, like, again, you bring down those deflated points. Who would you trust, like you said, with the last shot when it comes down to a close game between Brunson and SGA? Who are you trusting more?
SGA.
SGA, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, SGA.
No, I'm not doing
It's
that.
it's almost a push, Nick.
Well, I'm saying get the fuck out of here because SGA shouldn't even won the clutch player of the year. It should have been back-to-back Jalen Brunson. But I'm saying that even with that, it's still a push, like Ken said. Like, it's 50-50. Like, I think both teams have shown that they're deep rosters. Both teams have shown that they're dominant in the West, especially if you think OKC's beating the Spurs, who arguably people say are better than them. Then they've shown that their dominance is still big in the West. So these are 2 Goliaths. It's not David and Goliath. It's 2 Goliaths is what I'm saying. Obviously, I'm picking the Knicks because I got the Knicks. I'm a fan. This is the closest I've ever seen it. Probably the closest I'll ever see it again, based on how their history is in New York. But I'm saying that this finals is going
You
to
got
be
the
very
Knicks
intense.
regardless.
Yes, I got regardless who's coming out, but for different reasons. I got OKC is coming in more hurt than the Knicks, so that's going to help us a lot. And that's my big thing with them facing OKC. With the Spurs, I think experience is going to really show. Especially like again, if Wemby can get this team to the NBA Finals in the second season, he's going to shut up a lot of people like me who said like they were too young for that. But at the same time, you're going against a well-diverse Knicks team that has a lot of vets and everybody can get buckets. I think that that's going to be a little bit too much for this young Spurs team.
I would rather see the Spurs versus the Knicks because I feel like there's going to be less official fouling and all the shit that people complain about. There'll be less of that in that series. If we're talking about a OKC versus the Knicks, it's going to be a lot of talk about the referees and foul calls and shit like that I don't want the finals to be immersed in. So I want the Spurs to win this series. I feel like there will be a better series, Spurs v. Knicks. I want to see Wemby on the final stage. I'm ready as a sports fan to see like the next coming, which I know we're about to talk about, of the next NBA star. And I feel like what better stage would it be? The Knicks versus the Spurs, Madison Square Garden, the finals, him doing his thing.
Well, I see the Spurs have got it back to with that 8, Lou.
And they coming back.
Yeah, NBA is crazy like that. And of course, we had that great, silly ass, stupid ass comeback that happened with the Knicks Cavs. So yeah, but I actually do like the Knicks' chances of winning. And I don't think it's as how I want to say it. I think a lot of people looking at the OKC Spurs teams as like they're gonna win it regardless because the West is tougher. I don't think it's gonna be that easy, and I don't think it's as clear to me as it is to everybody else. I don't know if that's just poking fun at the Knicks just for shits and giggles, or if they really mean it. Though what I will say, if it's OKC, they have the experience that the Knicks don't have. If the Spurs, then it's anybody's series at that point for me, because they both don't have the experience. So then it comes down to talent and roster construction. And the Spurs are deep. They got an alien, and they got some guys that have some dog in them. So we'll see. But I think the Knicks got a legit shot at winning it all.
Agreed.
So yeah. Yeah, and I don't want to. I know they played a lot of teams that probably weren't all that good, but yeah, I don't look at that. I think them boys want to win it, but it's going to come down to Cat though. I think he's going to have to be
it's going to come to all of them. They're not going to like whoever they face is going to be a full team effort. Like you got to get the best out of you.
Right. Will Mikal Bridges stay as hot as he's shooting 60-70%? Will he stay this hot?
Playoff Bridges.
Can Brunson be as clutch? All this shit gonna matter.
Yeah. So, and also losing to Hart, the Cavs should be ashamed of themselves.
It's the Cavs. They don't care, bro.
Bro, you shouldn't let.
They don't care.
Moving on, man. I don't know I haven't looked at the score, but it was an 8-point game. It went from 20-8. The NBA is a game. Basketball is a game of runs, so expect one from OKC possibly. But let's focus on the Western Conference Finals. This, at least we still have some basketball going on. So we have seen a clash of the Titans with the San Antonio Spurs winning games 1 and 4, and the OKC Thunder winning games 2 and 3, leaving the series tied 2-2. With Game 5 happening right now, tonight, we are now in a best-of-3 series between these teams. Which player outside of Wemby and SGA has impressed you the most in this series?
I got to go with Castle for the Spurs. Castle, I could argue McCain for OKC because he got the come up of the century as far as going from potential deep bench player for Philly to a starter on a contending team is a phenomenal for his story. But I gotta go with Stephon Castle, bro. That dunk he did on was it Chet or Hartenstein? I was like, oh, okay, this is who this is his coming out party. Like he's like, I'm one of the ones. Wemby's here, but I'm the number 2. You know what I'm saying? And again, he's young, so these turnovers that he's doing is like, bro, you probably cost them maybe game 2 for some goofy shit you was doing. But again, they're super young. This is their first time ever in this position. Again, this reminds me of a boring version of OKC back with Kevin Durant, Westbrook, Harden, like the little trio that they got here with Castle, Wemby, and Harper. So I've been more impressed with just Castle and his talent range. But I do think we still need to have a conversation about, because we're talking about like, oh, the Spurs are now going to be running it for, the next few whatever because of Wemby. Ken, I swear we were saying that 3 years ago about Joker. Oh, he gonna be running it with Denver, and then we said this 2 seasons ago about OKC. Like, oh, the way their team is built, they gonna be running. Like, bro, these windows is dumb short. It's like either you gonna win this year or you may not win it. We gonna move on quickly. So I kind of like that with the NBA. So but I just don't. That's what I'm saying. I don't know how to gauge this Spurs team. I understand we're gonna have the Wemby conversation, but like from what I'm seeing is like they do have a lot of talent, but shit, at this point, everybody do, especially in the West.
I think that's going to be the way that NBA teams will start building just talent up and down the roster. And I think you'll have more with the way the college basketball is shaping up. A lot of these guys are going to stay for the check and come in able to play, have far more experience and be able to play the game at a higher level than they were before. I think that for me on that team, I had a chance to watch Castle play. I liked him a lot already early, but it's Dylan Harper for me, man.
I get you. I get you.
Dylan Harper is nice, and for him to be as young as he is, and play with the maturity that he plays, it's really impressive. Because I keep waiting for him to fall off, and it hasn't. So I really like him a lot on that team.
I agree with Ken. It's Dylan Harper for me. I'm looking at him and like, how was they able to get him paired up with Wemby and Castle? Like what you said, Nick, he's a really good player, but Harper is a person who I'm looking at 5-6 years from now when this team is really putting its vice grip on the league. It's like, damn, like Wemby is cold, but he still got this guard out here that's doing his thing. And Harper just seems like that type of guard that if you need defense, I got you. You need a big shot, I got you. All the things that you need, I am going to be able to do that. And I can lean on Wemby being a unicorn and me being able to make plays for him. Like Harper he just seems like I got the perfect scenario. I got the perfect gameplay. Everything worked out for me, and I'm going to make this shit go to the roof. So it's Harper for me too.
That being said, Wemby is the engine that makes everything run. Can Wemby become the new face of the league once LeBron James retires? Nick,
Absolutely.
I was thinking about this earlier, and I was thinking about potential matchups, and I was thinking about like how the young kids, at least the one that I've talked to and overheard speaking about players in the NBA, they don't like SGA and all the falling and stuff that he's doing. And he never really caught on. Joker never really caught on. Jason Tatum never really caught on. Giannis never really caught on. Giannis. Wemby is the one. He has the attitude, the talent. He's very much like LeBron James. Like you can't believe what you're watching. You know, with LeBron, he was Karl Malone physique, moving like that. Because Karl Malone never moved in the way that, and extremely athletic. Mm-hmm. With Wemby, you're as tall as Manute Bol with crazy handles like a guard and all kind of skills. We ain't never seen that before. That makes him interesting to watch for a casual fan because people are like, how is this guy doing this? And I think it seems like the sports programs are behind him as well,
Yes.
pushing him, and his personality is driving it too because he wants to win. And like a lot of the white analytical basketball nerds got behind Joker and was joking this, joking that, and you can't deny that his ability to play. Well, it's like whatever, like it's cool, you can ball, but it's not like lighting everything up. But Wemby is just different, and I think that he can become the face of the league, probably, especially if they win this series, go to the finals, and win it all. Then yeah, I think he's off and running. Like I think you have Wemby. I think Wemby's reputation is growing. I think his profile is rising in these playoffs, and now it's going to be. I think he's on a title watch for me. But yeah, I think he can, bro.
I think he can too, just for the fact of he is something that we haven't seen before. As far as like you mentioned with LeBron, like someone of that physique, that skillful. It's similar back, like it's kind of like it's like a generational thing. It's like we saw Jordan, we saw LeBron, and now we're seeing Wemby. It's like we are now in the era, and usually they come towards the end of an era. You know what I'm saying, Ken? Like where you're like, okay, I can see the passing of the torch. Wemby, as long as he stays healthy, bro, I think he could be the face of the league. Again, I think the NBA was waiting on an American-born player to do that, and none of them showed up really. Ant, unfortunately, is in the West and not in the East, because I think if Anthony Edwards is in the East, bro, that he would have been on. He would have been
like
box office. They have to move the team to the East for that to happen because he's getting bogged down in the West, bro. Like the fact that he made it to 2 Western Conference Finals to me is a miracle more than anything. I know people are going to use that like, oh, get over the hump, and I'm like, nigga, what team are you talking about? But I'm not going to say I was late to the party. I was just really curious about who he was and how he could play in these playoffs. But he's proven me wrong after game 1 against the Timberwolves. Was that the Timberwolves? Yeah, after game 1 against the Timberwolves, because they beat Portland and I don't give a fuck about that. But after game 1 against the Timberwolves, he really has shown that, okay, I can be a legend. And then after game 1 against the OKC in the Western Conference Finals, I'm like, bro, this motherfucker may just... I don't know what his ceiling. He may be the new Akeem Olajuwon, kid. I know you've been waiting for one.
Yeah, man.
He may be just one that can shoot from a distance. So I think that he is unique enough. He has the moxie and the character and the energy of somebody who's like, I'm a grinder. I'm a grit grinder player. And he knows enough English to where he can get by an interview and do a press conference. But he's just an athletic freak, bro. I think that's just what's going to be the main thing. Is like you don't have to say anything about him. Just say watch. I think there's very few players where you're going to say just watch this guy and you'll get it.
Agreed. When you watch him, you see him hit the half court shot the other night. You're like, dude, this is one of them ones. This is somebody that you have to see. So I do agree with y'all. Wemby is going to be the face of the league moving forward. I feel like he got the animosity. He got everything that you need as far as I can root for this dude or I can hate this dude. It don't matter. Like he's giving you everything that you want from a French basketball player. If you want to be totally American and be like, I ain't rooting for no French dude, he gonna give you everything you want. Like I hate this dude because he thinks he's that good. Anthony Edwards, I still feel like is one of my favorite players. Well, actually, he's my favorite player other than Wemby. And Wemby go out here and he do all the things that make you like him. You don't think about him being a French player or him being foreign or whatever it may be. He do everything that you want to make him, to make you like him. So I will go with what you say. He's going to be the face of the league. And I wonder what people like Cade Cunningham and what people like Anthony Edwards will do to combat that. Because Wemby taking that shit and he like, y'all come get on my block. I ain't got shit to do with what y'all got going on. I'm going to be the best. I'm going to hit a half-court shot at a playoff game in a very vital moment, and I'm going to talk shit about it, and I'm going to go to the All-Star game. I'm going to be the person that's umping up the competitiveness. Y'all follow my lead. They ain't doing that, and that's what I like about Wemby.
You can have multiple, and the NBA is at its best when it has multiple. When you think about LeBron,
but it's always an alpha dog too, though, Ken. There were multiple when Jordan was in the league. There was Barkley, there was Malone, there was Olajuwon, there was all these different people when Jordan was in the league, but he was the alpha. Wemby's
I'm
the
not
alpha.
even going back to Jordan, bro, because our audience don't even care about Jordan. A lot of these motherfuckers didn't see him play.
Okay.
But I'm just thinking about when the game kind of. I'm going back to LeBron, right? You had LeBron, you had Steph, you had KD, you had
Wade,
you had Carmelo Anthony, you had Melo. Like you had all of these stars, and I think that you can get, and we've been watching and waiting for when we're going to get back to that. So you can have Wemby, you can have Ant, and they all can kind of exist in the same world. What I liked about what you said was, where's the villain? The NBA needs a villain, bro. They need somebody to hate, and they need a team to win. If OKC finds a way to go back to back and break this spell that we've been in where nobody can seem to win it, then I think we can get back to that, and get back to where it was, where you have all these different stars and everybody could just pick a guy to watch. I don't know if we're going to have as many as we once did, but I think Ant, Wemby, those are the two that I got right now. Zion wasted away in Magic City.
I can't even. Every time somebody says Zion's name, I forgot all about him. Ken and FIFO gassed his ass up too, like he was gonna be the next one.
Yeah, Embiid can't stay hurt. People don't like Jason Tatum, and he won a title. He became irrelevant. Joker's boring as shit. Only white nerds like him. And yeah, SGA falls down too much, and he's Canadian. It's just like, so where the back. You need people, you need narratives, you need stories, you need people talking shit. So while Ant may not have like the makeup of the team that he needs to win, Ant has a story now, because now we're going to be watching to see, okay, how will you overcome this? You look at the Knicks, like going back to the spot, like think of the story behind Brunson. And on this program, yours truly was like, hey, Brunson was the guy that made it go in Dallas, and he went off and he's done. And now he's went to the finals, and as the guy, with the good team around him, and nobody knew that, and Dallas let him go. And now, you got Luka over in LA. And we're gonna see how that goes, but yeah, people like Brunson too. So yeah, man, it's gonna be interesting. But I think Wemby will be the guy. And who knows what happened if the Knicks win and what comes out of that.
You already know what's gonna happen, Ken. I'm gonna go down to the city. I'm gonna get my big ass cartoon scissors. I'm gonna cut the ribbon on the building of the statue, Lou. I'm gonna be right there with him. He getting the statue the next day, and Lou, you gotta come up to New York if the Knicks win, bro. The city they gonna celebrate for 40 days and 40 nights.
I would definitely come to New York. You're right.
It's gonna be
I would
nuts.
definitely come up to that.
And everybody coming back home. All the people from New York.
I'm coming up for that. You're right,
bro. Everybody. It's gonna be the biggest thing ever.
Facts.
They've been waiting for a long. They've been waiting forever.
Years.
So,
hey man,
I know
if they can do it,
shut up! Stop saying. Don't even say it. Stop doing. Let's move on.
Let's move on. Get it in on this episode.
Mute his mic.
If they can do it, then the Cowboys can do it. So I'm rooting for the Knicks.
It's such a selfish
thing to bro. He see himself sinking, Ken, and he grabbed your leg.
Spike, you mentioned Cade. I like Cade. His game is cold. Like he can make any damn shot. He's missing something though, bro.
He missing number 2.
It's not. It's like his game isn't electric enough. His game isn't.
I don't think it has to be.
I think it actually is
somebody to pass the ball to. That's it.
No. I'm talking about face of the league. That's what I mean.
Oh, you're saying for him for that? Yeah, I get you.
Yeah.
He too much of a nigga. Though. That's the thing. That's what it is.
I think his game is similar to SGA's though.
No,
if you're gonna give SGA,
don't do
you over here bullshitting with that.
Don't do K like that.
What?
Cade has
Wait. Are y'all saying one is better and one is worse?
I prefer Cade's style of play than SGA.
I do too.
Me too.
So that's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
But y'all are saying it's missing something from a league standpoint.
League as far as like him and person, like being a face of the league, but it's like personality.
They pump SGA as a face of the league. So why would they do that for Cade?
Because Cade, because I mean, SGA won the title and he won MVP. Cade got to do one of those. He was close to winning MVP. If Cade won MVP, then he could be in these conversations as far as okay, like how far should we push this guy as far as being a face of the NBA?
I would rather watch Cade play than SGA.
Yeah,
y'all agree?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. But the SGA thing, them pushing him, is they're trying any and everything, Spike.
Yeah,
it's not working.
Okay.
They tried Tatum, it didn't work. Yeah, it's just not going to work. But Cade's just missing something in terms of the personality. He always look like he mad about something.
That's what I'm saying.
That's why I fuck with him though. That's why I fuck with Cade, because he be like, man, y'all bullshitting out here. Like,
no, because
he be looking at Durant and all the other people, Thompson, all the people on this team, like, man, y'all bullshitting. I'm getting buckets. I'm making passes. I'm doing all the things. I'm playing defense. That's why I like Cade. Like, Ant is my number one favorite player in the league. Cade is probably number 2 for me, and then Brunson.
My thing with Cade is like he just got resting nigga face. Like that's the thing, Ken. It's like he's one of the few light skinned niggas where it's like he got like you could tell he grew up with a dark skinned mama or a dark skinned household. Somebody was in there.
Somebody was black in his house.
Like so, but it's not as charismatic as Ant, because obviously Ant. You could say the same thing about him.
He's from Atlanta.
He got charisma. He's like if Cade had the personality of T.I., where it's like it comes off as a nigga, but it's somewhat interesting. Like he would flourish.
Some random Detroit nigga. Like Cade went to school with Oklahoma State. So like that's the personality that we getting. If he had a big city personality, he'd probably be the star of the league right there with Ant. He just ain't got that experience. Like again, he went to Oklahoma State. I don't even know what city that's in Oklahoma, bro. Like I don't even know how many black people were there. But what I do know, if he had the experience that Ant had, he would be number 2 as far as personality and player comp. As like, oh, I love him in the league because I already like how he play. But it's like what you said, Nick. It's the resting bitch face. It's like, who is this dude?
Yeah.
And
why he always look like that?
Yeah, like with Ant, I know, I get it. I seen everything with Ant to make me understand who he is.
Off and on the court.
Off and on the court. I know him. I fuck with him. It's like I get it. It's good. With Cade, it's like bro, you cold. Who is you though? Like I don't know. Like what you got going on? So yeah, I see what you're saying.
But all right. Let's see. I think that is it.
10-point game going into the 4th, Ken. Spurs down.
That's all they needed, bro. They just needed a shot, and they got one. So they managed.
Wemby got to go off though. He got to go off.
He better.
Yeah, he does. He does. All right, let's hit these super chats and call it a night. Kid from LA. See, I remember. What sport y'all think got the best jerseys?
Hockey. Easy hockey.
I'm arguing. I'll argue between soccer and baseball.
I was thinking soccer, Nick.
Soccer is second to me after hockey. But I definitely got hockey number 1.
Baseball jerseys go hard though. What?
Baseball jerseys do go hard.
Cincinnati Reds or Yankees. Yeah. Like you could get the San Francisco Giants. They got a nice one too, bro. You get a nice jersey. You can damn near go with any fit you got.
Yeah, I've actually been watching soccer. They have it on Apple TV all the time. So
yeah.
Shit I just put it on like. Yeah, I'm like, oh man, this shit is actually all right. I get caught up watching that shit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Presto T. OKC is about to pay Chet and Jalen Williams $40 million each starting next year, and SGA $60 million in 2027. This CBA makes repeating so much harder. Get rid
Hey,
of Chet.
if I was gonna say if OKC loses this series
and they still pay them,
they're not gonna. I would say if I'm OKC, bro, I'll give you Chet, a bunch of picks, and a bag of chips.
I'm not paying.
And
I'm not
give
paying.
me and Giannis. Come on over.
I'm not paying Jalen Williams and Chet if I lose.
Yeah.
If I win, it's a different story. But if I lose, I ain't paying both of them.
Chet got to get up out of here. He's the number one person. I would even
gotta
consider trading Jalen because you got AJ and McCain, and Jalen keep having these goddamn hamstringing. Like, if it wasn't for Jalen going off for 40 in the finals last year, you could argue both of these niggas could do. Because the team played 60 plus games without Jalen Williams, ain't miss a beat. Chet, when it comes to good competition that gets physical, he don't look the same. It's like, all right, bro, like we kind of can repeat this process without y'all.
Yeah, and I haven't seen Jared McCain in a full like starting role, but he possibly could replace Jalen Williams. I like Jalen Williams though, and I think he will be worth it. But Chet, hell no, get Chet up out of here, bro. Where FIFA at about that?
He just got home.
Okay. Kid from LA. Do y'all think Melo would be one of the most forgotten or disrespected players ever, considering people already downplay him for Joker and Brunson achieving more than he did in Denver and New York?
Yes, I think in about 25, 30 years, people will talk about Carmelo like how y'all already talking about KD. Like y'all go water down a lot of niggas. Yeah, I think Melo. I'm just talking about specifically Melo as far as like people who like if you watched his game, you'd be like, bro, he was one of the ones. But then people down the line are just gonna watch the stats and say, well, where did he win at? How far did he get in the playoffs? And who did he make better?
You still respect people like Bernard King. Bernard King ain't do shit other than what Melo did.
Who talks about Bernard King?
I'm about to say, when was the last time you talked about Bernard King?
Don't do that, y'all. Y'all know Bernard King.
When was the last time you said?
Legend.
When was the last time you said Bernard King before this podcast episode?
He's a legend in New York, just like Melo will be in New York. We talking about overall basketball standpoint. No, I get what y'all saying, but if we talking about people saying that, nah, you got to respect his game, they gonna do Melo just like they did Bernard King.
I don't think. Bro, I don't think he said Bernard King.
Only
like, I gotta say, if you said, I
King,
thought you was gonna say at least Pat Ewing.
But that's what's Melo. That's what Melo is going to be, though.
Beyond you got it wrong.
Melo was
King. Superstar.
He was Bernard King. He was, but no, and that's the point. That's why y'all laughed at it, because y'all saying that Melo is bigger than what he is. He was Bernard King of his generation. We gotta accept that.
Nah, he did. Yeah, he did more than that, bro. He went to Denver. He went to Denver when Denver was listen, because he went to Denver. He went to Denver.
I ain't trying to hear nothing you saying, because it's false. Him and Bernard King are equivalent. That's the same thing. You trying to tell me about Denver? Like, no.
Bernard King never had the level of popularity that Carmelo had, bro.
Yeah,
on and off the court.
That go back to the Drake. That go back to the Drake conversation that we having, King. We ain't talking about popularity. We talking about playing basketball. We talking about Bernard King and Carmelo Anthony. They on the same tier. When you want to add popular into it and all these other things, then yeah, we can have different conversations. But playing basketball, Bernard King and Carmelo Anthony, same tier.
It says forgotten or disrespected players ever.
And Lou did both.
Yes, he just did it. So
he forgot how Melo good is, and he disrespected him because of it. My thing is, Bernard King didn't go to two franchises and took them to the levels that they hadn't been in years. You don't even know
who Bernard King is.
I do know who Bernard King is, bro. You think I'm living up here and I don't know who Bernard King is? Are you kidding me, nigga? I know all these niggas. Damn.
Yeah, but now it could happen. I think people started tarnishing Carmelo's legacy when he stopped succeeding in New York, and shit, when he went to LA, and people really turned on Carmelo and started really evaluating his career. and especially when it was rumored he had a chance to go play with the Big Three.
Miami, yeah, and he chose the
At
money.
that point, it was a wrap, bro.
And this is where the only two defenses that I make that I feel like, regardless of what profession you in, no one should ever disagree with you on that. It's actually three. It's when LeBron chose Miami over Cleveland at that press conference. It's when KD chose Golden State over OKC after they lost to them in the conference finals. And it's when Melo chose $100+ million over God. Hey, Lou, let me just ask you this. If I said I got a job for you, bro, I got two jobs for you. One of them is ready to hire you. One is in Miami. It could be with your home. It could be with AB doing on deck and all that stuff. You're gonna be good, taken care of. One of them is in New York, and it has $100 more million than what I just told you about in Miami. Which one? And there's a woman named Lala built the way she is over there waiting for you. What are you saying?
I'm going to New York.
Like, I don't blame Melo for doing that.
Yeah, that's fine.
Like he chose the money. Like, why would you not choose the money? Like, people always act like, bro, NBA is about heart and all this other stuff. It's like, bro, these niggas would not be playing this game this late, this deep in their life if it wasn't for the bread.
Melo didn't choose the money. Lala chose the money.
No, Melo chose that money.
Melo was gonna be regardless of Lala was
bread. Melo, the same nigga, he's on these NBC broadcasts and refuses to wear a suit. That lets you know he choosing the money. I ain't like, y'all can't tell me what to do, how to do it, whatever to do it. I ain't wearing a suit. I ain't like, every nigga on this broadcast got a suit on except Melo. That nigga wearing quarter zips. He doing all the things, like he letting you know, like, nah, I'm just doing my Melo shit. And that goes to what you were talking about, Nick, and him selecting the destination.
Kid from LA, who do y'all think NBA fans hate more, this OKC team or the KD Warriors? OKC for how they flop and foul, or the Golden State Warriors team for being flat out unfair?
It was OKC. It was not nobody. No, it's the Warriors. I meant to say. It's not. Once the Warriors got Kevin Durant, everybody they spat on everything. They were saying this.
Even then, people still fuck with them because they had the 73-9 and best record. OKC is, people don't like to see them get these foul calls. It's like Duke. It's like the Yankees. It's like all these other franchises in sports where people feel like they get all the benefit of the doubts and they taking advantage of it. That's going to, well, it won't hamper SGA legacy, but people are going to talk about that when they talk about him at the end of the day, because all the fouling shit, the flopping shit that they do, like, people hate that shit.
They're just starting that narrative though about that. So I think that if OKC turns around and win again, oh yeah, they will be hated. I think people, especially the way SGA falling down every time he shoot.
Facts.
So yeah, but no, I think they got to win more before people hate them in the same way they hate Golden State. Last one, Presto, bigger NBA draft. What if Melo goes to Detroit and at third, and Ant goes to Golden State?
Ant goes to Golden State.
No, it's Melo in Detroit, bro. Imagine Melo, because Lou, I'm trying to, bro, think about the era. Think about the era that Melo came out of, as Melo being Melo in Detroit, bro. And that was all they were missing in Detroit, because that was a year before they won it.
They would have never succeeded to Melo being what he was.
He would have fit in.
Went to go, say that. Bro, if Ant went to go, if Ant went to Golden State, they would be winning titles right now.
Bro,
like Larry Steph Brown would know what to do, bro. Draymond would know what to do, Curl would have knew what to do. They would be winning titles right now.
How many titles do you think Detroit would have won with Melo?
One more.
They would have won 3.
And one more. Melo ain't that good.
He was the missing piece. I'm not saying. I'm saying that roster.
He's one more good. He ain't 3 more good.
No, I'm saying they already won. I'm saying if you count the one in 04, they win 2 more. I'm saying it'll be a total of 3. Like, I think they win in 04, 5, and 6. Yeah,
they win one more with him.
They win 2
That's
more.
it.
They would have won they would have had a 3-peat.
Nah.
Or a dynasty at
think-
least.
I think if Ant goes to Golden State, I don't difference with you, Nick. I think Steve Kerr is good enough, and what they had going on in Golden State is good enough. They get Ant-Man there, they gonna know where to put Steph. They gonna know where to put Draymond. They gonna know the right picks to make. That shit gonna start rolling for another 2, 3, 4, 5 years. So
It wouldn't have been Kerr. It wouldn't have been Kerr. It would have been all Ant. Ant would have developed himself.
Hey, that's fine, Ken. I'm not arguing that point. I'm arguing Ant-Man in Golden State with Kerr. Well, Kerr gone with Curry, with Draymond, and the rest of all the team that's there. What they would have did with Ant-Man would have been different with what Minnesota's doing with him. And I think Ant-Man is that good to where he's gonna get the most out of it.
Anyway, well, that's it, man. That's all we have for tonight. Appreciate everybody sending in the questions, and we looks like this OKC Thunder they pulling away, right?
It's still early. There's enough time, but if the Spurs don't go on a run, it's a wrap.
11-point game.
It still looks like it's gonna be a 7-game series, but by the time we record next, we'll know who's in the finals.
Yeah. So make sure you guys come back for that, man. And I think we'll have our final picks and everything like that. So, maybe FIFA will be here. I know
he gotta be here for that.
Especially, if San Antonio win, he's definitely gonna be here.
He will be back.
But anyway, man, we'll catch you guys next time. We out. Peace.